This is Mrs. Powell
and Mrs. Hartzler. We're coming to you
live
from Good Morning Mashburn Studio. Good morning, Mashburn Blue Bears.
Today is Wednesday, May 24th, 2017.
Wow, just 3 days left of school. What a year.
Let's do a recap. August. Let's do this.
Let's do this. It's going to be great.
I have all my new supplies ready to go.
I can't wait to get started on the science homework. We're going to learn so much. I hear Math Olympiad and Science Olympiad are the coolest groups in this school.
Man, my parents just came for parent conferences, and that teacher told my mom that I need to study. Now my mom's all over me. She even checked its learning.
Look, we've got to do well. Christmas is coming, and if we have any chance of getting a PlayStation 298, I better do really well on my social studies test.
No homework. What teacher in their right mind would give homework over winter break?
Not a Mashburn teacher. They want us to rest and relax.
And enjoy. They know how hard we've been working. I got all 3s and 4s on my report card.
When's spring break?
Those teachers have been working us non-stop. When's our next day off? I'm tired.
My mom is back to checking its learning again, and everyone keeps talking about the milestones. I just want to play. Milestones?
I don't remember anything.
Don't worry. We have great teachers, and they taught us so much. Did you know that the sun makes up 99% of the solar system's mass?
Well, I didn't know that, but I feel so much better.
Mm-hmm. Field trips.
Field days.
Parties.
Packing the room.
Watching movies.
Making crafts.
And swimming after school.
This is awesome. We don't have to do any homework for the rest of the year.
We do nothing.
What? Huh?
What?
What tests and assignments? What?
Report cards?
What?
Summer!
Woo!
Did you see Mrs. Hobbs? She's looking a little tired today.
Well, we do have a lot of misplaced books in the media center, and tracking down all those books is just exhausting.
I tell you, boys and girls, you can really help out Mrs. Hobbs by bringing back all of those overdue books just as soon as possible.
Don't delay.
Bring your books back today. Speaking of books, Get Georgia Reading partner Mayan is delivering more than 10,000 free books to your computer and mobile devices that you can access 24 hours a day.
Every day through August 31st. You can search for more than 50 different categories and genres, fiction and nonfiction, picture books, graphic novels, chapter books, and Spanish and bilingual titles.
It's like having your own personal library right at your fingertips. Please look for more information in this Friday's Blue Bear Notes. Tomorrow's a big day for our 5th grade students. They will graduate from elementary school tomorrow night.
The ceremony will be held at Forsyth Central High School at 6 p.m. and you'll want to make sure you come out and see them walk the halls one last time on Friday afternoon right before buses.
We have another special walk happening tomorrow. All of our Forsyth Central High School graduating seniors who attended Mashburn Elementary will be bused to Mashburn to do the walk once again, just as they did as Mashburn 5th graders.
Mashburn was a little different back then, but some of our teachers were here. Mrs. Rodriguez and Mrs. Buckwell taught kindergarten. Mrs. Lockbaum and Mrs. Frechette and Mrs. Heglin all taught 1st grade.
Mrs. Cato, Mrs. Hurd, and Mrs. De Maria taught 2nd grade. Mrs. Jensen and Miss Pettis taught 3rd grade. Mrs. Cook taught 4th grade. And Mrs. Mashburn taught 5th grade.
Mr. Anderson, he taught music. And Mrs. Fitz, she taught art.
I think Mr. Anderson invented music. I'm pretty sure.
Mrs. Swain was the assistant principal, and Mrs. Smith was the principal. It was Mrs. Swain's first year at Mashburn. Aww. Welcome, Mrs. Swain.
We're so happy you're here. Mrs. Porter, Mrs. Fort, Mrs. Shambly, Mrs. Rinker, Mrs. Newbert, Mrs. Gormley, Mrs. Hunter, and Miss Rice.
And Mrs. Smith, that's Mrs. Amber Smith. Mrs. Kiefer, Mrs. Lemus, and Mrs. Wallace also all worked at Mashburn back then.
And now,
Let's head over to the
wait, we forgot the pointing.
I think we're the weather people. Wait. Let's head over to the weather center to see what kind of weather is in store for us.
Wait, we're still
We're
here.
still
We're
here.
still here.
I guess we're the Mashburn Weather Center.
Awesome! Today's weather will be cloudy with a high temperature of 72 degrees.
Make it fabulous. Let's check our Mashburn birthday list. Stand for the pledge. Please stand for a moment of silent reflection on today's activities, followed by the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This is Mrs. Powell
And Mrs. Hartzler,
reminding you to put passion first.
and find what interests you.
Make it a wonder-filled Wednesday, and we will see you tomorrow.
Let us remind you that everything is possible if you dream big.
Always be kind to one another, and don't forget to be thankful for all you have. Together we are better.